There really are about three preeminent cucks in the world right now. You got Will Smith with Jada, whatever the fuck is going on there, right? And then, of course, the one that's in the headlines right now, you got Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And yes, I'm calling Johnny Depp a bit of a cuck for the fact that he stuck around with that fucking nonsensical bitch for as long as he did and everything that went on with that. You can kind of forgive him because at least she was, you know what, like crazy hot-ish, sort of, kind of. And she was at the time, like in her mid to late 20s. You can understand it from just a pure beta male mindset, but just putting that off to the side. And then, of course, in my opinion, you've got Cuckamus Maximus here. You've got Harry, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. Okay, like, listen, Meghan Markle's fine, okay? Like, on the 1 to 10 scale, she's about an 8, okay? But he's the prince, like, the Prince of England, okay? She's hot, but he can do so much better, especially for some fucking American divorcee. Like, he could do 1,000 fucking times better, but he didn't, okay? And the fact that he continues to be led around by his nose makes him, for my money, even more of a cuck than Will Smith. And so ever since they've left the royal family in whatever capacity, they don't have their official titles and anything. They've just been gallivanting about North America. They've been doing a whole bunch of different entertainment, and I use that term very, very loosely to describe what they've been doing. Different projects that have been out there, all of which to just, you know, middling success. Like, didn't they have a podcast that they did 2 episodes of, and then eventually just had to give up on that? And the latest abysmal fucking flop is this apparently animated series that Meghan Markle was pushing. Yeah, it got canceled by Netflix because Netflix is currently a fucking smoldering dumpster fire. Netflix cancels Meghan Markle's animated series Pearl amid cutbacks. I want to know what the fuck this is even supposed to be, because I'm sure it was going to be an abomination to humankind. David Furnish was expected to produce the show. Is he supposed to be famous? The show believed to be about her own childhood. Oh great, narcissism on display. Oh man, what a great loss for society this truly is. Anyways, literally, you're a prince, and she's now, and I know that she's already dropped a couple of kids out, but at her peak, man, when she was holding briefcases on Deal or No Deal, an 8 at best, you're a prince. Fucking know your self-worth. Anyways, too many generations of inbreeding. Netflix has dropped Meghan Markle's animated series as part of a wave of cutbacks prompted by the streaming service's drop in subscribers and massive drop in the stock market. Pearl, the working title for Markle's created show, has officially been cancelled. Round of applause. Deadline reported last Sunday. Obviously. The show, which was created by the Duchess of Sussex, not your official title, stupid, through Archwell Productions, that's the name of our child, was still only in the development stage. Markle and Prince Harry established Archwell Productions in the autumn of 2020 in an effort to create scripted series, docuseries, documentaries, features, and children's programming, all of which they've produced. Anyways, Pearl was expected to be the first animated series created by the production company, so they're off to a resounding start. Despite dropping Pearl, insiders claim Netflix remains optimistic about Archwell deal. Yeah, are ya? And has a number of projects planned. Care to shine some light on any of that? Including a documentary series called Heart of Invictus, which follows a recent Invictus games. That might be interesting, but as we've learned previously over the past week with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, unless it's in writing, what does it really mean? Netflix has made several cuts in recent days, including dropping 2 other children's shows and firing staff. Should have had that deal with Disney, because we're hearing a lot that they love to indoctrinate kids. Last week, the streaming service scratched Dino Daycare, which was created by Jeff King and the South Asian-inspired adventures Boons and Curses. Okay, good. I'm glad the first 2 letters of those aren't switched. Both shows were already in production and yeeted. That sucks. Sources familiar with the cancellations told Deadline that Netflix had warned producers to take projects still in development stage elsewhere. Take your shit and fuck off. We ain't got the money for it. It is unclear if they offered Archwell Productions similar advice. Nobody would take it. The streaming giant shelled out $100 million in a deal with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in September of 2020. Holy shit. As of yet, the Duke, I'm not calling them that. They aren't that. That's your former title. It's like if somebody worked in middle management management at Walmart and you still call him a manager. Not the fucking case anymore. You're just two woke dummies that live in fucking SoCal. You're friends with Oprah. The friend and friendess of Oprah are yet to produce any published content for the streaming giant, but the company has pinned hopes on their upcoming series documenting Invictus Games. What are you, just running this shit back over and over again? Fucking Christ. I just want to get into the guts of the fact that, guess what? Netflix is a fucking dumpster fire. Called it a long time ago. Markle announced the now cancelled program last July. She was taking on the roles of creator and executive producer. That must be hell on earth to work on. Marking the first time the former actress and Suits star, what's that, would work in the position of executive producer. Filmmaker David Furnish, husband to musician Elton John. Oh, okay. He's also set to be an EP on the series. Okay, so who's going to direct or star in this fucking thing? You got a whole bunch of producers. Markle said Pearl would weave together fantasy and history. Oh, just like her life. While focusing on the adventures of a 12-year-old girl as she attempted to overcome life's daily challenges and then eventually become a princess and fuck up the royal family. Well, a few details have been released about the series. Many believe the show was based, at least in part, on Markle's own childhood, citing how she named the show title character Pearl, the origin meaning of her name. Megan and Pearl. Huh. The name Megan originated in Wales, where it is traditionally spelt Megan. However, it originally came from the Greek name Margaret, derived from the word margarita, which were ingested when Archie was conceived. I get it now. Oh, which translates to Pearl. That is as roundabout as it gets. That's like my name, Donald, being derivative of this Scottish word leader. That's a little bit more straight to the point, even than this convoluted nonsense. Well, the name Megan originates in Wales. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, cool. How much Welsh blood do you have in you? Anyways, Pearl is not the first time that Markle has seemingly chosen to draw on her own life as the inspiration for the professional projects. Oh boy, eventually when her entire life story gets told, she's not going to have any more artistic endeavor left in her because she can only talk about herself. Just a sign of somebody who's totally not subject to a borderline personality or a histrionic personality disorder. Her debut children's book, The Bench, which was firmly panned by readers on both sides of the Atlantic. Yeah, it probably sucked. And you want to know why all of these projects are getting axed? Just take a look at share prices at Netflix, okay? Yep, 2022. Oh, yeah, everything was going down. September, what would that be? 2021? I don't know necessarily for sure. It was at its all-time high, and then it just, started to go right down. Boom, disaster. And then it's staying right there at the bottom. Probably a good time to buy. I'm not entirely sure. It's not financial advice or anything, but Netflix still has a bunch of money and it still has fairly decent public opinion. So it's probably just a severe dip right now, but it's also just emblematic of everything else going on in the world right now because we're heading for a recession at light speed. Netflix also began firing staff after missing its subscriber target by 200,000 people and watching the value of its shares tank by 50% in a month. Oh boy, here's a fire sale. The company made the layoffs at Tudum, a website filled with stories that are meant to market Netflix programs. It was revealed on Thursday of last week. At least 10 to 15 staff tweeted about being fired, although the exact number dismissed remains unclear. Yeah, because I'm sure some of them aren't, creatures of the social media climate. The site, named as an onomatopoeia for the sound you hear when the Netflix shows began. Oh, okay. Was meant to allow subscribers insider access into the company's shows, and Netflix refused to tell the Los Angeles Times about how many jobs were cut, merely saying, probably a few. Our fan website, Tudum, is an important priority for the company. Yeah, it's so very important that you're firing people working for it and just leaving it as a shell of its former self. Some of those laid off took to Twitter saying the company had only hired them months earlier. That's why you were fired, because, seniority is a thing and they don't want to have to pay out big severances to long tenured employees, There have been several hypotheses why the streamer is losing eyeballs. I've done a couple of videos recently-ish, within the past month, giving my take on the situation. Long and short of it, the flood of the market and a lack of just good original content. It's the old Bilbo Baggins, too much bread, or rather too little butter spread across too much toast. Many, including Tesla CEO and potential future Twitter chief Elon Musk, blaming the woke mind virus. Yeah, that too, and publishing cuties unapologetically. Responding to a tweet about the subscription service's devastating performance, Musk said, ha 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 ha. The woke mind virus is making Netflix unwatchable. Yep, pretty much, because you can take a look at the different series that were canceled. Or, hey, two of them are Disney properties, Jessica Jones and Punisher. Disney via Marvel, obviously. And I don't know if they were canceled so much as they're just eventually going to be taken to Disney Plus, or at least Hulu, whatever it is. Narcos canceled after season 3. Remember when that was popular? That was fun. The OA, never heard of it. Bloodline, same thing. And Marco Polo. I know of the game, I don't know of the show. So yeah, let's just even take that at face value, okay? And seasons were canceled, okay? The series were canceled, and yeah, Narcos was a global phenomenon, okay? And then within the spheres where people care about superhero stories, okay, Jessica Jones, I remember the first season being popular, and some people were talking about it, okay? The second season, a little bit of a lackadaisical reception. The Punisher, same thing. Nobody talks about Iron Fist, but it was on there, but it was just a hot dumpster fire right from the beginning. But no, they're canceling the shows that people like in order to give $100 million to that disastrous fucking embarrassment of global proportions. I don't know what to tell you, kids, but there's an old saying. There's an old saying that's out there. Get woke, go broke. And, well, if you need a visual representation of that, there you go. Netflix is paying the price. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.